Welcome back, or welcome to America Sports. It's time again for us to get our crystal balls out and pick some games. So what we do is we take the two biggest games from the 1 o'clock slate, the two biggest games from the 4 o'clock slate, Sunday night and Monday night football. And we got one in London too, so let's get right into the games. The 2-2 Jaguars are at the 3-1 Bills. Buffalo is giving 5.5 and the over-under is 48.5. For the Jags, it's all about protection on Trevor Lawrence and not turning the ball over, as the Bills are tied for first in total sacks, and they're also third in the NFL in turnover differential. Where the Jags do have the Bills on defense is they've been able to give up a lot less yards than the Bills on the ground. And Trevor Lawrence is going to have to be big, of course. Lawrence is 17th in completion percentage right now, 14th in passing yards, while being 18th in passer rating. So he's about middle of the pack in all these statistics. Josh Allen, on the other hand, is number 1 in completion percentage, number 8 in passing yards, and number 4 in the passer rating. Jacksonville has the advantage of being in London already, as they played there last week, but Buffalo pretty much has the advantage everywhere else right now. And that's with or without Von Miller this weekend. Give me the Bills to win and to cover with the under. So I'm looking at a 27-17 or even a 27-20 final. Next up, we got the Titans at the Colts. Both of them are 2-2. Tennessee's favored by 2.5 and the over-under is 43. And the Titans are probably favored because the Titans have won at least 5 of the last 6 games. They've had a lot of success against Indy, even in Indy, and with 3 of the last 4 being by a touchdown or more. And Derrick Henry is all but guaranteed to run well on the Colts. All the success means to me that this is a team that has the other team's number. The Colts are due at home. I mean, they're bound to win one of these games at home. DeForest Buckner was questionable. He is now playing. Shaq Leonard was also questionable. Shaq Leonard is out for the Colts. The Titans will look really good one week, and then another week they look like they, can't play. The Colts have been pretty consistent all season long. I think the law of averages would say that the Colts are going to win this time. But until I see it happen, I have to go what's been happening. I have to go with the Titans to win, Derrick Henry for a big day. I do think they cover because I do think they win by a field goal. But I'm sticking in the under. This is 2 teams that like to run the ball, and it's a divisional game. Stick with the under. Titans go to 3-2. Our second 1 o'clock game is the Ravens at the Steelers. The Ravens are giving 4 and the over-under is at 38. Normally when these teams play each other, I go under immediately. 2 of the last 3 times that these teams have faced off, Steelers have won 2 of them. Both times it was 16-13. When the Ravens won their game, it was 16-14. So every point is going to be crucial against these 2 teams. It's just what it is when they face each other. Pittsburgh overall has these Ravens numbers, as they've won 5 of the last 6 times they've played. But last year when they played, they didn't have Lamar. And one good thing about the Steelers getting blown out last week is under Mike Tomlin, they are 10-2 in bounce-back games after getting beat by 20 or more points. And I'm kind of going with the same situation that I went with the Titans in. I'm going to go with the Steelers here to win at home. I don't think they get blown out 2 weeks in a row. Tomlin is just too good for that. Steelers win a close one, and this is going under yet again. Over to our first 4 o'clock game, we got the Eagles at the Rams. The Eagles are giving 4, and the over-under is 50. If you just took both of the teams' points per game average, it would go over, and simple math would show you that. Yeah, I just don't think the Rams have enough on defense to stop the Eagles, and not really anybody does. But I do think the Rams make this an interesting game because the Rams are much better than a lot of people think. They're young, they've got some talent, and they got veterans to help them win the games. But the Eagles are they're just too good for most teams right now. They'll sack Stafford. Stafford's got 5 picks on the year. Philly's good at causing turnovers. And we don't know for sure, but we're definitely hoping that Cooper Kupp plays. That will make things a whole lot more interesting. This is already a team that is good on offense. You bring in one of the best wide receivers in football. That's going to be fun. I am going with the Eagles to win, and I also got them to cover, although I do think for most of the game it's going to be close, but the Eagles will eventually separate themselves. And I'm going to go with the over as well. In our second 4 o'clock slate game, we've got the Chiefs at the Vikings. The Chiefs are giving 3.5 with the over-under at 52.5. And even though that it is at home, Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson have been balling. Cam Akers seems to be a nice addition. The Chiefs are just better than them at every aspect. Defense, offense, the rush game, the pass game, special teams, they're better than them all the way around. The Chiefs will win and cover this. Both teams have proven that they can score. I am going to go with the under here. The Chiefs are good at tricking our brains into thinking it's going to go over every time, but 52.5, that's a lot. Chiefs defense are just holding opponents to 15 points per game. I think that will rise up after this weekend, but yeah, man, Kansas City is just better than them. This doesn't mean that I think Minnesota is a bad team, though. I really don't. It just shows you how close in competition the NFL is with each other. Sunday Night Football has the Cowboys at the 49ers. The Cowboys' one loss is on the road. The 49ers are giving 4, and the over-under is 45. If it's one thing that you can do on the Cowboys compared to everything else, is you can get rush yards on them. And the number 1 leader in the NFL in rush yards happens to play for the 49ers. Brock Purdy has played very well, and he hasn't really made many mistakes. Dallas might get him to commit a turnover here in this game, but for the most part, I think they're going to let McCaffrey and their talent do the work, and I think this is going under. I think we're going to see a defensive masterpiece. But Dak will make a mistake too, and CeeDee Lamb only has 1 touchdown. They'll be relying on Pollard to get the job done, and I don't think him alone will be enough this time. This D-line for the 49ers and the O-line for the Dallas Cowboys will be a lot of fun to watch. I definitely think Dallas does have enough to pull this off. I'm just not sure about it yet. Battle on both sides, but the 49ers get the win. They go on to 5-0, just like the Eagles. On Monday night, we get the Packers at Las Vegas. Las Vegas is favored by 1 with the over-under at 44.5. I just don't like really what I see from Vegas other than Davante Adams. The Packers, there's a few things that I like. I like their defense more. I like their rushing game this year more. Vegas is dead last in rushing per game though, and Green Bay is 30th. So while Green Bay is doing better from the ground, it ain't much better. However, Aaron Jones has been injured. Vegas is averaging more passing yards than them, but don't count out Jordan Love now. The one thing I do worry about with the Packers is more than half of the starting offensive guys are questionable for this weekend. And it's the usual suspects that it's been this season. Aaron Jones, Christian Watson, and then on defense, Jair Alexander and Devondre Campbell are both questionable. If all those guys don't play, then it's probably not looking good. I'm banking on half of them will play. But Jordan Love without Christian Watson and Aaron Jones has still been very good. And Davante Adams is also listed as questionable. I think he's going to play, but you never know. I think the over-under is very interesting. I think it's going to be very close to that. I'm going to go under because I think it is going to be at 44 or maybe 43. Looking at like a 21-20, 23-20, or 24-20 with the Packers. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Last week I wasn't able to get a prediction video out in time, so I have no results from you for last week. I apologize, but that will not happen again. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below who you think is winning this week. And if you aren't subscribed, make sure that you do for more of America's Sports.